I've started a little experiment with myself. I am trying for a 72-hour fast. Not a water fast. I do allow myself, I do make sure I take sodium. I'll take like magnesium. Cheat things that I do allow myself coffee with a little bit of heavy cream in it, and that'd be about it. With maybe some, if I decide to drink tea, green tea, peppermint tea. If I get really desperate, I drink some broth, and that's my goal this week. Ask why. Why am I doing it? Because I wanna. That's plain and simple. So I am keeping a little bit of data with this 72-hour fast. I took a picture this morning, weighed myself just because it was that time anyway, and I think I just said that, but I was interrupted by the phone call. Beginning of March, I was 157.6. Mid-March, I started keto with some minor or little bits of intermittent fasting. I weighed myself this morning. The beginning of April, I was 150 pounds. So I also took ketones and blood glucose on blood test strips. I had just had my coffee with a little bit of my heavy cream, and my blood glucose was 109. So that seems a little on the high side, but not totally out of the norm for me, depending. And my ketones, I believe, were 0.8, but I wrote it down to double check. So I'll be probably testing those beginning of the day and about like end of the day for these 3 days. And take a picture each morning. It's only it's 3 days of not eating, but it's only 3 days, so there won't be a huge span. And I'll let you know how I'm feeling. So far, it's starting off. I knew today was the day to start. It was, for the girls, my ladies out there, it was primo timing. I'm in full disclosure, a couple days before menstruation or my period. And surprisingly enough, those days I'm usually okay. It's like 10 days out when it gets a little hairy here. And I'm already in ketosis, so there shouldn't be too crazy of a switch or anything. That was the other thing that I knew today was primo. The night before, not last night, but the night before, I did not get a great night's sleep. And so if anybody out there knows, if you're tired, you're just hungry. And I was hungry most of the day yesterday. So I did eat. I quite enjoyed my meals, ate some good hearty meals. So last night passed out, slept like a log, woke up this morning feeling very refreshed, knew today was the day to tackle this challenge I wanted to give myself. So I will keep you updated on how it's going. So far, I've probably only 16 hours in. All right, see you for some updates later. Morning, everybody. It is day 2 of the 3-day fast. In fact, I just got a little reminder on my phone from the Zero app that I hit the halfway point of my 72-hour fast just a little bit ago. Got my numbers. So yesterday I was off by a tenth. My ketones were 0.7, not 0.8. But this morning, hopped on the scale, 146.4. So quite a drop from the 150 yesterday. Probably a lot of fluid. I was peeing. I was peeing quite a bit. Even though I am sipping on salt water all day long. Not so intense that you taste like you're drinking salt water. Just enough in there. Numbers this morning. Glucose was 84. Ketones are 2.1. So feeling phenomenal. Remember yesterday's readings, I had taken my readings after my cup of coffee with a little bit of heavy cream. This morning I took it before my coffee, so that might have played a role in the numbers. Yesterday went pretty smoothly. A couple of bouts of hunger, especially around 2-3 o'clock when I would normally eat. So I had some fasting tea, which I took a picture. It's Dr. Fung makes a green tea that's specifically to help when you're fasting. I will say it's pretty pricey. It helps with the hunger. I don't care for the taste that much, but when you haven't eaten in almost 24 hours, something with flavor is always nice. Not really sure exercise what's gonna go on today, but we will see. Took my picture this morning. Like I said, in regards to that significant weight drop between the last 2 days, primarily I would say it's fluid, because the research shows fasting, 1 day of fasting, you lose between 0.5 to 0.7 pounds of body fat. So anything else, for the most part, fluid. Really, you'll, see what not to be surprised after you resume eating, those numbers are going to go back up a little bit. So I'll either see you later today or tomorrow for an update. Hey everybody, midday here on day 2. I'm 43 hours into my fast. Not flying by like yesterday did. I am drained. I'm feeling pretty drained. I thought I had a decent night's sleep last night, besides the numerous bathroom breaks and then being startled awake this morning at like 5 in the morning by the dog. I guess I did get woken up quite a bit last night. The dog sounded like he was going to hurl on the carpet floor. He's a very old dog. And then the 3-year-old woke up crying maybe half an hour later from a nightmare. So by that time I was like, I'm awake, I'm just gonna get up. So I had already anticipated not sleeping the greatest, because I just don't sleep that great when I'm fasting. But I did sleep decently last night. But just the numerous wake ups must have just really done the thing. Hunger isn't really an issue. Maybe once or twice I felt hungry. And right now I think part of my hunger is just the tiredness. And a lot of the times you start thinking about food, but not out of hunger. We kind of are doing a lot of like lazy hanging around today. So more or less anytime like wanting to eat has come across my mind, it's a combination of haven't eaten in a while, maybe I should eat. Not out of hunger, not out of necessity, a little boredom. And also the other horrible side effect, fasting, keto, horrific taste in my mouth. And that it went on yesterday, it's going on today. I brush my teeth. I even like brush my tongue throughout the day with toothpaste. It's just a horrible taste that you almost want to eat to get rid of. So I have not decided yet. Maybe a little while I'll go take a nice walk with the dog just to get out of the house. It's kind of chilly out today, and while I'm not as cold as I can be, I am a little bit chillier. But that's the midday update. I am powering through. Besides being drained and little wanting to nosh out of boredom, other than that, I'm okay. My husband keeps saying I'm very quiet, but I'm finding a lot of thoughts going through my head, and then the combination of almost just enjoying the peace and quiet in my brain when I can. So hopefully bedtime comes sooner than later tonight. I can't wait to just go to bed, hopefully get a good night's sleep, and I'll take my numbers a little bit later tonight. Morning, everybody. Welcome to day 3 of the 72-hour fast. I got about 11 hours to go. I'm not feeling great. I'm not feeling awful. I'm just kind of blah. Numbers. Last night, I always take like evening numbers around 5 p.m. Blood glucose was 68 and ketones were 3.0. This morning, blood glucose was 65 and my ketones were 3.9. And hopped on the scale and I was 145.2. So, plan of attack for breaking the fast tonight about 7:30. I'll have a small lean piece of protein. I actually think I pulled out a little salmon fillet. Nothing too exciting, but that'd be about what I eat before bed. Hopefully that helps me get a more complete night's sleep. But that basically helps kind of wake up the digestive system. Obviously it hasn't had food in it in 3 days. So then when I wake up tomorrow morning, I'll just resume eating, going about my day as normal. It also kind of helps. I'm finding if I break my fast like 7:30 like I'm supposed to, I won't gorge on a ton of food, with excitement over eating for the first time in 3 days. So I'll let you know how that goes. I'll still probably take my numbers again tomorrow morning and weigh myself just for final numbers sake. As I said, I didn't sleep horribly last night, but I did wake up quite a bit. Other than that, I'm not exactly like feeling euphoric or anything like people say. I'm just kind of mellow as a cello. Not like full of a ton of energy. In fact, today, if you watch my channel, the my videos are based on Athlete Next programs, just reviewing those. And today I'm supposed to finish the week 8 for myself of Old School Iron with a leg workout. I just don't know if I feel up to that. My intention was to do that workout pretty close to breaking my fast so I could eat afterwards, but we'll see where the day takes me. My husband's pouring a little concrete pad in our backyard and I have to help with that a little bit, and I'm already not totally looking forward to that. So I'll let you know. I'm gonna give it a couple of hours, maybe till like noon, see how I'm feeling then, but right now not motivated to do much. Morning, everybody. Happy Easter. Today is the day after the fast. I did not make it 72 hours. I broke my fast at 2:40 yesterday, so I think I made it just shy of 68 hours. I was hungry. I was so hungry yesterday. I don't know what some people are talking about, and they're like, oh yeah, I've just got all this energy, I'm not hungry. And on top of it, I was like, man, like it would come in it would come in waves. I was, especially like I wasn't thinking about it as much when I got outside and I was helping my husband do work around the house, but for the most part, and then I'm like, man, I don't have the energy. Like, I want to do nothing. So right before I broke the fast, I took my numbers one last time, found it interesting as could be. My blood glucose was at 55. Now, mind you, I did not have hypoglycemic issues. Been down that road enough times to know when that's happening. My ketones were at 4.8, but in no way was I like full of energy wanting to do much. So broke the fast. I also didn't break the fast the way I planned. I started out with a little bowl of soup. I did stick to keto. I'm still keto. I had a bowl of soup, a little piece of fillet, salmon fillet, and then I got experimental and I made little pizza sandwiches for my husband and I finished up with raw almond butter, some scoops of that. That is dessert for me, like daily. So any other thoughts I had? I will be trying this again, no doubt. Not for another like month, maybe the beginning of May. It worked out tremendously that my husband was home during the majority of this fast. I still was the one that made my kids' meals, but it just made it a lot easier when it was like, can you just deal with that? But other thoughts. Oh, and last night, the end of the night, I did decide to sit down, watch a little TV, and munch on some pork rinds. So this morning's numbers, I took those. My weight was 147.8. So compared to day one, which was 150, still down a couple pounds. I'll take it. Glucose numbers were interesting. My glucose this morning was 107, but I also didn't take it right away. I took it a little bit later. So I'd been up, hiding eggs. My kids had already opened their Easter bag. It's an Easter morning. My kids woke up and all chaos just broke out. So by the time I was like, oh yeah, take my readings, it had been a little bit of a chaotic morning. So maybe that contributed. I'll probably take my blood glucose again tomorrow morning, just out of curiosity for a more normal start to our day. And my blood ketones were at 1.4. So other than that, in regards to my fasting plan, the rest of this month, it'll just be intermittent little fasts during the daily. Maybe I'll, do anywhere from like 16 to 20, maybe some 24-hour fasts. Those are more my preferred, or just time restricted feeding more during the day. So I will see you next month for another attempt at the 72-hour fast.